Hello guys, in this today's session we are going to show about the network concept that basically the TLS ping or how you can make sure that two of your servers are pinging each other and two of your databases are communicating each other, right? So here I have two PCs like PC181 oracle.com and PC182 oracle.com, and also I have IP address ending with 181 and IP address 182. Those are the two IP addresses, and those are the two host names. And I have two databases running. One is a CatDB and one is a ProdDB. CatDB is running on 181 PC and ProdDB is running on 181 PC. And basically this network communication can be done in two level, I can say. One is at the network level and other one is at host level. The network level is nothing but you just need to do a ping of your IP address. Like for example, from 181 I'm doing a ping of 182 server, and similarly from 182 I am doing a ping of 181 server. So directly I can ping the IP address, so that I'll make sure that IP address are pinging each other. And the second one is after a host file entry, I need to add that host name into my PC 181 and PC 182. In the both host file I need to add fully qualified FQDN entries for both the servers, like PC 181 and 182. Both I will be adding it to my host name, and I'm trying to ping that both the host names. I'll quickly show you here. I have two servers, basically S1 and S2. I can say, you can see here S1 and S2. From S1 is nothing but that is 181, and that is my PC 181, and the T1 is the target machine, that is 182, that is PC 182. From 181 server, you can see I'm doing a ping of I'm doing at network level check, ping 192.168.8.182. So I should get a response, ping response. You can see I'm getting a proper ping response, so that I'm able to reach the target server. And similarly I'll go to the target server, that is PC 182. From there I will try to ping PC 181 IP address, ping 192.168.8.181. See, I'm able to ping the source server as so, right? Both the servers are able to communicate with IP address. Now I will check my etc host file. If you can see here, right, in the etc host file I have 181 and 182. Both entries I can see here, PC 181 and PC 182. Both I have added here on the source side. And similarly, if I go to the target side also same thing. Like I have added this both 181 and 182. Let me check that one. vi/etc hosts. You can see here, right, 181 and 182, the IP address, fully qualified FQDN entries, and the host name, the short host name, the PC 181, PC 182, and PC 181 oracle.com and PC 182 oracle.com. Like so, by the network side also is done, and I'm trying to ping with the host name. I'll just do ping PC 182. From PC 181 I'm going to ping it PC 182. Ping PC 182. I'm able to ping my the target server. Similarly, from the target server, if I ping PC 181, I should get a proper ping response. You can see I'm able to ping my source server as well. Right, if you can see this cat etc aura tab, I have a CatDB in my source database, and that this is the Oracle home. I can see user on app Oracle product 1120 DB home. And as you know that N9S indicates the auto restart and no auto restart whenever your server reboots. So that doesn't matter right now because we are discussing on the network part. And similarly, if I go to the target machine T1 and do cat etc aura tab, I can see ProdDB. You can see prod the again the Oracle home user and app Oracle product 1120 DB home. And if I check the database status ps-ef grep smon or pmon, whatever the background service you can check, you can see right now database is down. Let me restart it. Similarly, on the target side also, let me check my database status ps-ef grep again pmon or smon. Okay, I'm going to start my source database, that is CatDB. I'm setting the batch profile. So I already have this Oracle base user and app Oracle and export user and app Oracle 11204 db home slash db home I have, and SID also is set, and I will just connect to SQL prompt and I'll start my database. Okay, dot space batch profile to reflect that batch profile, and I will just connect to SQL plus as DBA connected to an idle instance startup. Similarly, on the target side, SU Oracle, and let me verify the batch profile. Okay, batch profile is all set here. SQL plus slash as DBA. Okay, connected to an idle instance startup. Okay, so my source database is up and running now, and I'll take a one more session where I can check ps-ef grep smon. Yeah, catdb background service Vora smon is running here, so my database is running here. If I check Vora underscore and all the background process related to this, you can see it. So if I can go to Oracle Home Network Admin, where I just wanted to verify my TNS entries and the listener files, because when you are doing the network setting, the TNS ping or the ping of host name, so these two files plays very important. You have to properly set your listener, and you also properly set your TNS name.ora. Cat listener.vora, you can see here I have this port 1521 is configured here with the local host. You can see the host name, it is localhost. So instead of localhost, you need to set your PC 181 here in the source, and similarly in the target you have to set PC 182. So if I do tns name.vora, here also it says localhost, so I need to modify both this listener file and the TNS files, and also it has only catdb here. I need to put one more entries, that is prodb, and I need to change this localhost, and the service name looks good, catdb.oracle.com. So what I mean here, basically to make sure your network settings or TNS pings or your database ping or host ping, everything works fine, so you have to do all these checks. So if I go to this target machine T1, right, my target database is up and running here. So let me take one more session, right? So log into I'll verify first my instance background process or instance status. You can see if I do ps-ef grep Vora, I can see all the background process related to this prodb. So my prod database is up and running. Let me log into Oracle, and again I need to go to my network admin directory, Oracle Home network admin, and I need to set my listener and TNS names file, right? So if I do cat of this listener.vora and TNS name.vora, here also it is pointing to local host. So I need to set here also it should point to 182 PC 182. So here to set this one, we have GUI method. For that you need to pass the GUI control xhost plus as a root user. If you do xhost plus, and it will pass the GUI control to Oracle user, so that you can run your NetMGR, Net Manager, or Network Configuration Assistant, or Network Manager, NetMGR. These both are the tools. You can use any one of that. It will launch the GUI screen, and then you can modify your listener file and TNS files, or you can manually go and edit your both listener file and TNS files. That is a manual method. You can see I have listener here, and that listener is listening under 1521, and you can see the host name here. I need to put here pc181.oracle.com, right? So this is one changes I need to do here. Select your database services, and you can see, right, you have to set your database name here, that is catdb. I'm in PC 181, that is source database. The service name is going to be catdb.oracle.com, and then ORCL also you can make it catdb, and then go to your service names. Service name, you can see already I have added catdb, that is my TNS entry, and I need to set a service name for prodb as well. You can see host name, it is pointing to localhost. I will change it to pc181.oracle.com, and then I will add one more service name, that is ProdDB. Similarly on the target machine, okay, take a new session and pass the GUI control, that is Xhost Plus. As a root user you can run it. It will pass the GUI control to the clients, that is my Oracle user, and I'll run the netmgr. Right, so I got my GUI screen here, and then I can see service name here. I have only ProdDB, so I need to add one more service name here, that is uh, CatDB of my source database. You can see listener, it is pointing to localhost. I will change it to pc182.oracle.com and port 1521, that's fine. And I'll go to database services, where I will add the database services. You can see the default name, global name. I'll change it to proddb.oracle.com, and the SID is going to be ProdDB. Right, so okay, service name again it is pointing to localhost. I will change it to pc182.oracle.com. Okay, so both source and target listener file as well as the TNS files are properly set now. So now I need to add the target service names. So in the source side I'm going to add the target name. I'm just click on the service name. I'll click on this plus button and it will ask us to enter the service name. I'm going to add the service name for the prod database, that is my target database. Next, TCP, and the host name is going to be my target host, that is pc182.oracle.com. Next, and the service name, you can give the service name of your target database. You can give the database global name prod.oracle.com, and the dedicated server you can say, and finish it. And you can see prod also set, cat also set. Both are the TNS files. I can say cat is pointing to 181, prod is pointing to 182, and my listener is set. And I'll go on file and save network configuration and then exit. Right, so my production, my source setting is everything is set. Sorry, that is cat database. I can restart my listener. If your production, you have to do lsnrctl reload, and if it's development or test, you can do lsnrctl stop and start. Alright, so it started here. Okay, so whereas in target T1, I'll just add click on the service name, click on this plus button. I will add the source database name, that is catdb, catdb.oracle.com. You can just give the catdb as a name, and the host name is pc181.oracle.com, and port is 1521. Click next, and the service name you can give catdb.oracle.com, that is going to be my global database name. And the connection type, I can go with the dedicated connection. Next, finish, and click on file, save network configuration, and exit. Okay, done. So I will just stop and start my listener. I will reload the listener. lsnrctl stop, lsnrctl start. Okay, now if I do TNS ping prod, I get okay, and then the response is coming back from my prod database, so it's all good. So now if I do a number, you can use like TNS ping, and you can do prod, and if you specify 6, it will do 6 time ping, and if you mention 10, it will do 10 times ping. You can see 1 2 3 4 6, all 6 time I got a response here. So TNS ping is working fine. So that I'm able to reach my prod database from the source. I'm able to reach my target database from the cat database. I'm able to reach my prod database. From PC181, I'm able to reach my PC182, that is prod database. If I go to target, and if I do TNS ping of my source database, that is catdb, TNS ping catdb, and I can give any number like number 6, number 8, number 10. That many time it will ping and it will get the response. You can see 8 time I got my response back here. So from the target database, that is ProdDB, I'm able to ping my source database, that is catdb. So if I check my listener file and then the TNS file now, cat listener.ora, you can see listener, I can see catdb.oracle.com and Oracle home, and listener, it is pointing to Oracle home, that is Oracle host pc181 dot oracle dot com, and the port is 1521, right? SID list listener and listener name, everything is set properly. And if I do cat tns name dot aura, I will be having both prod db and cat db details. You can see prod db, it is running on pc 182 and listening in 1521, and cat db running in pc 181 and listening under port 1521. So the tns names also properly set here. Similarly, if I go to the target and check for both listener and tns files, both are set properly, right? You can verify all this, right? So if I can verify my document here, network level ping is fine, host level server ping is fine, and db level ping is listener and tns files, two files. I need to make sure everything is properly set, and I can ping them both source to target, target to source, and the tns ping is working fine. And the location is, you can see, Oracle home network admin, and these two files, listener.ora and tns names.ora files, one is server side and one is the client side. You can see always listeners resides in server side, and tns names file is always resides in the client side. So that's all about the network settings. Thank you guys.